Hey guys, hopefully this is one of my last political videos, and hopefully I don't have to do any more this year or next year. I want to concentrate more on my artwork, on my writing, on just the arts and creativeness and sewing and doing those things that I've been wanting to do in my truck. For videos and more positive things and show you my job, show you what I do. It's been 2020 has been one of the rough years I've had. I mean, just a really rough year. With the killing and the not caring, the hate. And I'm a truck driver, so I'm out here with it. Okay, these jumpers. Thank God. You know what? People keep talking about this video that this crazy lady made. I think her name's Paula White. And she was like, strike, strike, striker. And she was, then she started praying to the South American angels. Then she started, to the African angels. And I was like, people were saying different things about what she was saying. But you really think about it, you never know. You think about all the things evil that they try to do and they backfire on them. People don't realize their power. We don't realize our power. We got to pray. We got to say what we want things to, how we want things to be, and make them happen. Make them come into fruition. We got to do that, people, because we got that power. And that's why they have dominated us for so long and beat us down for so long, to make us not feel like we got the power of prayer and words. Okay? We have that power. And if you really look at it and just listen to some of them, like the little boy that went to shoot black people, and he ended up shooting 2 white people. He kept saying that when he went to court. I shot 2 white people. He was in shock that he did that. He was a whole lot in shock that he did that. And if you've noticed, a lot of them are, because they don't even understand why they did what they did. You really have to be sincerely prayed up to keep evil away. And I think we're doing it. And when this crazy lady, Paula White, was praying to the African angels, they heard her. And they made sure, unlike 2016, when black people didn't get up and vote, when 130,000 people in, Wisconsin or Minnesota, one of them, didn't get up and vote. 130,000 black people did not vote. Black and brown people did not vote in Wisconsin in 2016. That's how he won the electors. Because propaganda, a lot of people believe what they see on the internet, and he convinced them not to vote. As you can see in my video, that black people elected Trump. That's what that video is about. You can watch that video. And he did that in every state that there were electors. See, that was the strategy. Simple strategy. Which he would think, I'm a very smart man. That's what he would think. But it was a simple strategy. Go to all the states where you get the most electors. He spent $44 million convincing people not to vote for Hillary with a bunch of lies. Which all the stuff that he said about Hillary, none of it was found true. All of it was a lie. Hillary knew it was a lie, but what could she go against? The weakness of the mind. This is an educated woman trying to go against the weakness of the population, which is what we know now. 45% of America is stupid as hell. Okay, because they voted for Trump. Greedy, stupid, ignorant, hateful. Because that's the only reason you would vote for Trump. The only reason you would vote for Trump is you just really love money more than you love people. You greedy, thinking you're going to get something, which you didn't give anybody anything other than the rich. Or you're a bigot. You hate black and brown people. That's the only other choices for voting for somebody like him. Or you're just ignorant because you didn't do your research. This is a man that been accused of raping a 13-year-old girl, and you voted for him, but you for women's rights and all this kind of stuff. Then you have the nerve to say the man never read the Bible, never read one verse out of the Bible, even had the Bible upside down holding in front of a church. It was just for a photo op. It was just to get your vote. And it was like trading something. Okay, you're gonna put everybody on the court that's not gonna allow abortions. Do you think abortions are not gonna happen just because they're against the law? These people will go in back rooms and do it like they used to do it. These girls will get a hanger and do it like they used to do it if they don't want that baby. You can't force any woman to push a baby out their body that they don't want. And if you force them, they stay pregnant the whole time. What, you gonna put them in jail and strap them down? Because these young ladies will go. And when I was growing up, they had a white-only laundromat where black people weren't allowed to go to, and they had our laundromat that we were allowed to go to. 2 white girls put their babies in the dryer. One was in the dryer and one was in the washing machine. If they don't want it, and we had no abortion clinics where I grew up, no abortion clinics. So they aborted their own babies, put one in the dryer in 1 month, and then somebody put one in the washing machine another month. So if they want to get rid of their babies, they're going to do it regardless. So it's best to have somewhere safe to do this at, instead of them doing it in the back room, okay, and dying or getting an infection and dying later. So that argument is just really, really stupid, that you're going to take the choice away from a woman. Men have a choice to do what they want to do, so that's the case. We need to make sure that no man can get a vasectomy. All y'all, none of y'all can get a vasectomy. If you're taking away the choice that a woman have, men should not have choices. They shouldn't be taking erectile dysfunction stuff. You shouldn't take anything that has to do with your sexual organs. It should be against the law. You should be blood tested to see if you're taking Viagra. If you're taking Viagra, you're going straight to jail. So if you can have control over your private parts, we need to have control over ours. So that's just bottom line. There's no question about that. And all this crap about abortions and all these posts is just really stupid, because how do you want to protect a baby, but when Trayvon Martin got killed by a crazy man that chased him down, y'all was all for that, believed anything. This man had 3 different stories. Y'all believed anything he said, as long as he killing the black boy. That black boy was once a baby. Floyd was once a baby. Sandra Bland was once a baby. Tamir Rice was once a baby. Y'all didn't care about that. Y'all tried to go in people's past and find something they do. But yet when y'all come in and shoot a whole classroom up, shoot up a whole field, shoot up a concert, oh, they got mental illness. They got mental problems. Y'all got mental problems. So think about it. This is not really a black and white against that, but this is what you have to realize. He still got 45% of the vote. There's a lot of crazy people in the world, in America, still, that believe in the doctrine of this man just pushes hate. He says slap people, he arresting black people, hit them in the head, knock them out when you put them in the car. This stuff this man has said out of his mouth, okay? And then people, oh, he's not prejudiced. Yes, he is. I even talked to a guy the other day who thought Trump was married to a black woman. I'm like, where did he read that at? Where did he read that at? These people that's loving Trump and wearing these Trump hats, and most of them are very ignorant, very stupid, very ignorant. I'm just being honest. They don't even know his past. Some of them even think that he's a church guy. Like the man went to church one time and was killing him because he had to do it for photo ops. Before that, his other wife said he wouldn't step foot in church. The pastor that his name was on the roll said he's never been there before. And they put his name on there. I'm like, what is wrong with these people? But right now, enough of that. Because it's going to be over with soon. And the nut job will be at the White House. I say like this. Let him have the White House. Build another one. Let that man stay there. Turn the light. And then we the people. We'll turn the lights off. We'll turn the water off. And he can stay up in there by himself. Pay his own bills. Okay? We take the Secret Service. We ain't paying for that. We ain't paying for nothing. You can just stay up in the house. And we just build a brand new White House for Biden and Harris, for them to live in, design the way they want it designed. Design a whole different thing. Don't get rid of that old building anyway. Build something beautiful and new. Get rid of the White House. Let Trump have, because Trump done ruined the White House for us. He done ruined it. That low-life thief con artist has ruined the White House. So we just need a new one. We need something really beautiful and designed, nice colors and stuff, And and make a new house. And don't even call it the White House. Let's call it the People's House. The People's House. That's what we want. We don't want no more White House. We want a People's House. So we got to work the next 4 years. After the next 4 years, we got to work. Everybody got to work. It's not just Trump was Trump's government. He only worked for himself, made money for him and his family, hired everybody in his family, did everything that he claimed that he didn't love, he did it. While y'all demonized a man who was married to the same woman, had beautiful children, had a beautiful life and education, y'all mocked him for 8 years, you Trumpers. For 8 years. He saved the economy, which we were going into a recession. We were going into one of the greatest recessions. We had no money. Okay? Because the Republican Party Trump had just spent everything. And business was lost, and he got all that back. Trump didn't bring no job. Trump lost 300,000 jobs. Even the steel mill, that's just from the steel mill alone. And the steel mill man who praised Trump on TV, now he's suing the government, which is you. We're the government. He's suing us. This man praised Trump, got you to vote for Trump. Now he's suing us to get his money back because Trump lost all his money. He gave all the farmers checks. 95% of farmers are white. So he paid them all checks and paid them off so they can shut up about the tariffs. The tariffs is hurting you. They're hurting you. You lost $6.5 million over tariffs. But because this white man who you think is rich, who wasn't rich when he got into the White House, he was doing a reality show to make money. And he still owed more money than he made. And you thought he was rich. And a lot of people actually think he owns Trump Towers. I'm like, really? I knew that as a kid he didn't own it. Because he owed $140 million or whatever it was. And he had to sell it to another firm. And they just kept his name because his name was the money. And that's what he does. He put his name on products, take out a big loan, then he sells them to somebody else and leaves his name on it. Well, I don't think his name's going to be worth a lot now. So guys, take his name off them buildings and name something else. So I am just happy. I'm so glad that we have humans in the White House again. Human beings that care about other people. It's not just about money, people. It cannot be just about money, because just about money loses a lot of lives. I mean, he lies because he told me, this show strength that I ain't got no mask on. Show strength that you dying from this. And people's mind, it's a hoax. It's not a hoax. You can call it bad flu if you want to. You don't have to call it corona. You don't have to call it COVID-19. But it's a bad virus that's in there. It's a plague. And you can't sit here and tell me that it's a hoax, because it's not. Maybe Trump's COVID is. I don't believe he had it. But the rest of us actually had it. People had it. Okay? Died from it. People I love dearly died from it. It's real. So for all the stupid idiots out there that say that COVID is a hoax, it's not real, y'all just, there's been no such thing as a pandemic, it's and all that, because you ain't seen nobody die from it yet. And they said some people sitting there in the hospital dying from it, claiming it ain't real. And dying their last breath. They thought it wasn't real because they believed everything this Trump guy, who is a con artist, proven liar, they believe this guy for some reason. I don't know what's wrong. I mean, I had an Uber driver pick me up the other day. Oh, I'm so glad to get out of her car. She told me that Hillary eating babies, they drinking babies' blood, they molesting, they go to this child molesting island somewhere, she was telling me. And I'm like, okay, this lady is driving me home. Don't know if I want to know where I live, but she got my address. And it was scary. It was really scary. These are Trumpers out here. They're living in regular society talking like that. And I said, do you got any proof of all these things? If she did all that, she would be in jail. Of course, she didn't do that. Okay? And it was like, Hillary to me is just a grandmother, a wife, and she used to be in politics. That's who she is. Let her be that. Okay? And I'm like, wow. Just like when in 2016, when Trump was making those videos with her talking about black men, but it didn't play the rest of the video. And black men were falling for it. Wasn't doing any research to see what she was talking about in the video. He just cut out the bad part They heard that part. Oh, I ain't voting for her. She don't like black men. When she was talking about prosecuting men who had no empathy, no heart, they didn't. They had shot and killed people, and they just didn't have it in them. She just, she was talking about that, and she was saying we need to get somebody for them to lean on. They didn't let the rest of it play out. So they listened to that part and didn't vote for her. They listened to that part and didn't vote to get us from this mess that we've been in for the last 4 years. It's been really, really rough and scary because this man is cuckoo. So this video is just me hopefully ending my political whatever. I don't have to do it anymore because we got Biden and Harris. I don't have to be upset and angry. I'm not upset with him, what he's doing now, because it's just showing what a big fool this man really is, and his followers, fools. I don't understand why we just can't, everybody just move out of Alaska. Let them have Alaska, and a few places around there, and just let his cult have that, and let them, block it off, build them a wall, a big tall wall, and let them all have Alaska to themselves. They can do all the hunting. His kids can hunt. And kill endangered species, like they like doing. He wanted to buy Iceland, so it'll be like him having Iceland. Put all his people over there, and every morning they have to get up and go to a big jumbotron to watch him talk about nothing. Toilets, water pressure, what I'm saying. He could talk about stuff like that he talks about. And, they can worship him every single day. Every day they have to get up and have Trump everything in their whole houses. Be Trump, Trump, Trump. I don't see why we just can't do that. And make sure we build them a big tall wall. And they can stay in there and the rest can stay away from them. I think that would work. That would work, Let the Trumpers have Alaska. And surrounding cities around Alaska. And everybody else that's not a Trumper move out. Palin right there. They can have Palin for mayor and just that will work out. Okay. Again, thank you, Paula White, for playing to the African Angels, because they came and they showed out. They made people get up out their beds and vote. They made people be in lines around the corner and vote. They made people get that ballot and send it in. And make sure they signed it correctly and voted. And we did this. We did this, people. Biden, Harris. Yay! That's all I got to say. Hopefully I don't have to do no more. I won't be doing any more political videos, angry woman videos, and nothing. Right now, I'm just going to, what we all need to do is they gotta, I don't have it. If I get it, I'm going to post it. But they have a line where if you want to be a part of the government, or if you want to make suggestions on bills and stuff like that, get it done. Do it. Don't talk about the way it should be and how it should be this way. If you know something that should be changed, like me and this police department, I think that neighborhoods should have their own policing. If you live in that neighborhood, that precinct, you should be a police officer. The police officer should come from that precinct, not from some other town way out that don't know nothing about the people in the neighborhood. And plus, that money will come into the neighborhood. If you live in the neighborhood, you'll make enough money to fix your house up, and it'll build a better community and a stronger community, because the police officers will live in our community. And I just think it works better. I really do. They started a plan like that a long time ago, and it was kind of okay, but the police officers were buying houses and renting the houses out and still moving back into the suburbs where they were at. So that wasn't working out because it was a trick. They really weren't staying in those houses they got for like $5 or $10 or whatever. And they were just renting them out and making money off of them, which wasn't right, which isn't right to do at all. So I think the police officers actually live in that community. I mean, young men go to college and they come back to their hometown. They should be able to get a job as a police officer and serve their community and talk to the people in the neighborhood and change things, and then just make all drugs legal, so that way drugs won't be a thing on our streets. And black people be cheaper for us to have our own drug businesses, because white people have them in their neighborhoods where they're selling CBC and all these different things to calm the nerves. We should be able to get a license in our neighborhood and a loan from the banks so we can have our own stores, our own weed shops in our own neighborhoods, and cultivating and all that kind of stuff. So we should be able to do the same thing, because they can have a whole garden in the backyard and be fined $50 for it, when we go to jail for life for a bag of weed. Come on now. Change them laws. Got to change them. And we need to build our neighborhood. Like, I live on the west side of Chicago, south side of Chicago, close north side of Chicago. So the main thing is make these change these laws so that we can have some in our neighborhoods. Make sure the police officers come out of our neighborhoods, not out of another neighborhood where they don't know us. So if our whole neighborhood is all black, all the police force need to be all black. Bottom line, especially the chief. So I think that's something we need to do. We need to defund the police and change the whole thing. I think that's one of my last political things that I think. When I say that, they take it as in get rid of police altogether. No, I mean change the system the way it works, because the system now is set up for us to fail, for us to, feel lesser than human, for us to give up on life. Because that's the way the police treats us. The police is not there to help. And people have gotten to the point where they just constantly call the police to help, but they're not going to help us. They're going to kill us. They're going to downgrade us. They're not really there to help. And they tell you that a lot of times, You call me, all I got a gun. What I can do, shoot? What you call me for, Because we've been so brainwashed to think that the police is there to help us, and they're not. So yeah, I'm happy. Biden-Harris ticket won. I hate that a lot of people voted for Biden-Harris, or either left it blank and then voted Republican down the line. And we still got Mitch McConnell in the House, and that's a crazy man. But God's gonna work this out. We gotta pray. Like I said, we got power.